Hello and welcome back.
Welcome. My name is Amy.
And I'm Olivia, and this is Girls Gone Spooky. And it's officially November.
Oh, man.
You know what? I saw this post on Instagram that was like, for all y'all who are mourning the end of spooky season, for witches, Halloween is the beginning of spooky season. You're about to watch the world turn into essentially death for the next 4 months.
Yeah.
So
It's just
spooky bitches,
started.
we live on.
Yeah.
So reframe, okay? Reframe it.
I feel like at least till Christmas, the spooky vibes hang on.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, arguably, it gets worse in January.
Yeah, but that doesn't feel spooky. It just feels
No,
sad.
it's just sad. Yeah, it's so sad. God. Jesus. Okay, well, quick little housekeeping. Housekeeping. We have a bit of an irregular holiday schedule. And this is probably also news to you.
Yes, it is.
So this is our last episode for a couple weeks, and then we have Thanksgiving scary stories, and then we have a couple more weeks, and then we have Christmas scary stories, and then we have 3 weeks, and then we're back.
Oh my God.
Through the end of the season.
Wow.
So we have a longer holiday hiatus this year because we're not taking a spring hiatus. We're just gonna power through to the end of the season. Yeah. So some downtime through the holidays, drink your little hot cocos, listen to your Bing Crosby, re-listen to our old episodes to carry you through, and then we'll be back for the big holiday moments, and then we'll be back for real.
Yeah. That's okay. That is news to me, but I like it.
Yeah, I thought you would. I figured you would. Yeah, it's good. So this is our last episode till Thanksgiving, which is only a couple weeks from now. So don't get your knickers in a twist, you little freaks. Okay, should we talk about our theme for this week?
Yes.
How would you describe
it? I was trying
originally,
to think.
Yeah, I like the way we had it labeled was normal or paranormal, which I think is apt. Mm-hmm. But also, it feels kind of like an odds and ends episode a little bit to me.
Yeah. Yep, I would agree. One of mine is like Hoax or something more. Ooh. And the other is folklore or something.
Hoax or Foax.
Exactly.
Stupid.
Foax spelled Foax.
That's totally the episode.
Hoax or folks. It's just gonna look like
folks.
We don't know how to spell faux.
We just don't. Yeah. When you said Foax, I was like, "Is that faux though?" No, it's not.
Not quite.
Not even close, actually. Oh God. Okay. Well, I have 2 and an honorable mention. Oh, I kind of have 3.
Okay.
How many do I have? I never know.
I have 2. So.
Okay, why don't you just go and then we'll figure it out.
Do mine. Okay.
Perfect.
Let's do it. Okay. So, my first one is the Voynich manuscript.
Ooh.
So, this manuscript, it's a mysterious illustrated book that was written in an unknown language or possibly in a code that has baffled people for centuries. It is named after Wilfrid Voynich, who is a Polish book dealer who rediscovered this book in 1912 when he purchased a collection of old manuscripts from Italy. Today, the book is kept at Yale University, and they actually uploaded the whole thing to their database if you want to look at it.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah, really cool. And I guess they did that because this is such a mystery. Like, I'll talk about that more, obviously, but people are trying to decipher what on earth this thing is saying. So it's available if you feel like you can crack a code.
Ooh. Should we make this like a trip activity? A visit activity?
Maybe. Oh, yeah. What if we crack the code? That'd be so crazy.
Also, this is... Everyone would know our podcast. We'd shoot to the top.
Yeah, we would.
Have you seen those? I've been saying to Noah, I really want to do this, but I feel like you and I actually would be a better, no offense, Noah, couple to do this. Okay. Those like date night packs where it's like a murder mystery.
No.
Yeah. You can like buy a pack and it's like it paces you through. So it's like you get evidence as you go through the night.
That's so cool.
Isn't that fun? I'll find it and send it to you. It looks so fun. So next time we visit each other, we should do that.
Okay. Yes.
Visit haunted locale, do murder mystery date night.
Perfect. I love it. I can't wait already.
Same.
For an undetermined date.
Right.
That we have no plan for.
No plan for it. Hey, but here is the impetus.
Yes, and you're so much closer now. It's like... I
know.
Not that hard. Okay. So, back to this book. So, they have done carbon dating of the pages, which I think are vellum, which is like animal skin, not paper or parchment. But I saw different things. But anyway, either way, they dated it. It's from sometime between 1404 and 1438. So it's really old.
Yeah, well, I would hope so if they're using animal skin pages.
Right, true. Yeah, that is kind of gross. But
like, how would that feel between your fingers? Not good.
Yeah,
or really soft.
Would it be hard though? Like dry?
I don't know.
Like beef jerky.
Like, yeah. Oh, God, gross. It's kind of sticky. It's like meaty.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But I think it's just skin, so I don't know. I'm picturing like those
like a hide.
Like the treats that dogs have for some reason.
Like rawhide.
Yeah, but I don't think that's right. Anyway.
Not into it.
No. So, okay, so we know that those are the dates, but we don't know anything else. We don't know who wrote it, where it came from, or what it means. And this manuscript is about 240 pages long, and there's evidence that some pages are missing. So that's like a lot of pages for some random book. And some things that scholars note about it is the text is written from left to right, and the script is very elegant, and it's consistent all the way throughout. So the characters don't change over all 240 pages, which is why you would think that we should be able to interpret it or translate it somehow.
Yeah, because it's like a story.
Right, but we've never been able to. So,
whoa.
It's really weird.
So it's written like it's in... I mean, it's written... It's not like written like Hebrew, where it's right to left. It's written like we write English, left to right.
Yes. I was about to say normal, but that is so not the right thing to say. But normal to us.
A little Anglo-centric.
Yes. That's not my intention. It's
written normal, okay?
It's written correctly. That would be worse.
Yeah, that's way worse.
Okay. So, in addition to all this text, the pages are also filled with drawings and diagrams. They're very colorful, and they're grouped into sections. So there's the botanical section that has illustrations of plants and flowers, many of which don't match any known species, which is a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
The astronomical section has images of the stars, also zodiac signs, and like these weird circular diagrams that maybe represent like mapping of celestial events, but kind of unclear. Another section has a bunch of drawings of nude female figures sitting in bathtubs or tubes.
Of course that's consistent.
Yeah, yes.
Like,
I know.
they're like mysterious plants and animals, naked women in tubs.
Yes.
Okay.
That's forever.
That's forever. Naked women in tubs is forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the tubs or the tubes or whatever that they're in, they're all connected by like pipes, which people think are probably not plumbing, but like symbolizing biology or anatomy in some way.
Okay.
So I don't know how they got there, but we'll trust them. There's also a pharmaceutical section, which obviously isn't modern medicine. It's just like jars and roots and herbs and stuff. And then the last section is just text. So it's like just notes, or some people think
knows
recipes maybe. Yeah, but really who knows? So like I said, we've confirmed that the materials used, like the parchment or whatever it was and the ink, are authentic, meaning it's definitely not a modern forgery. So
I see.
We know that Voynich, who discovered it in 1912, didn't make this. It's like a real medieval artifact. But we don't know what it is, so here's some theories that people present. So one is that the whole thing is a secret code. This is one of the oldest and most popular theories. People think the manuscript is written in a complex cipher that's meant to conceal whatever secret information they've written in there. And supporters of this theory think it's hiding the knowledge about alchemy, medicine, astrology, whatever these scholars had discovered and put into this book. And people find this compelling because the text, like the structure and the pattern of the text, does resemble like real written language. So maybe it's like a code for Latin or Italian or something else, but it's just using substitutions and rearranging.
But no one's been able to figure it out. That just seems unlikely. Like if it corresponded to a language with the what's our alphabet? Is it a Roman alphabet?
I feel ashamed that I don't know. I think so. It's English.
Both of us just immediately looking it up.
Yes, it is Roman.
Okay. Then someone would have been able to figure that out.
Yeah. And I agree. I don't think that that's very likely because we've now applied like modern code breaking techniques. Famous code breakers have tried this, like Alan Turing was one that I was familiar with because of the World War II stuff. And they've also run it through AI, whatever the right term would be for that. And AI also can't figure it out. So seems unlikely.
That's interesting. Yeah, and AI not figuring it out seems interesting. Yeah, that I never even thought of using AI for like a code cracking.
Yeah, I know. I didn't either. But it makes sense. It can do it all, apparently.
Yeah, but like how does the military communicate without getting hacked by foreign AI? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like speaking in code is just going to become completely, like, irrelevant.
Impossible. Yeah. That's an interesting thought.
Unless the code is so human. You know what I mean? Like, you add just enough deviation that it stumps the machine.
True.
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
There will probably be documentaries made about some bullshit like that.
I mean, our military just texts everyone like about secret missions and stuff. So
Fucking A, dude.
We're not trying anymore.
We're boned. Yeah, we're boned. Yeah, it's like the Pentagon just creating signal group chats.
It's just embarrassing. Oh my gosh.
It's so embarrassing. Are you not embarrassed?
I
Because
am.
we are.
Yeah. Oh, it's a
God
nightmare.
damn.
Okay, moving on. So
Oh, it's a nightmare.
you can't think about it for too long, or
No, you
else
can't
it's
dwell.
all consuming.
Yeah, it'll take you down.
Yep. Okay. Our second theory is that this manuscript is record of a real but forgotten language. So maybe
Whoa.
something spoken or written, I guess, by a small group of people that just got lost to time. People that support this theory have found supposedly connections to Old Turkish, Nahuatl, which is the Aztec language, or Hebrew. But again, none of that has been confirmed.
Left to right also, though, kind of doesn't make sense for Hebrew.
Right. True.
Wait, and sorry if you said this. Where did he find it?
He just bought it with a collection of a bunch of things from Italy, like old manuscripts from Italy. So
that seems too far from
any of those, yeah.
Yeah.
Other than Turkish. Maybe.
Yeah, Turkish, fine, but Aztec or Hebrew?
That seems unlikely.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, unless it was on a ship at some point, which is totally possible.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Oh, this is fascinating.
I know. Isn't it? It's so weird. And I have no good conclusions for us.
No.
There's, a lot of thoughts about it. Because another one is somebody was like, maybe this is a constructed language. And they said, like, Elvish in Lord of the Rings, or like in Avatar, that
Klingon
kind of thing.
or whatever, yeah.
So maybe, obviously, it wouldn't be for like a work of fiction at this time, but maybe they were trying to make a universal language, or just figuring out new ways to convey ideas. Who knows? Then others think that this is probably like a medical, herbal, maybe even alchemical manual of sorts. And so maybe this belonged to either an individual or like a group of scholars that shared all this knowledge with each other.
Or a coven.
And I'd love that.
So a witch or a coven.
And they wanted to code their like private information that they gathered. And then finally, a lot of people think it's a hoax. But to me, did they have
this
time
is a hoax that
hoaxes?
Started in the fucking 1400s? I really don't think so.
Right.
They didn't have indoor plumbing.
I know. Yeah, and like you'd have to be wealthy, I think, to be able to carry out a hoax like this, because you'd have to have the materials.
You'd have to know how to read and write.
Yeah, right. So, I don't know. I don't believe that one, but a lot of people hold on to that for whatever reason.
What do you think?
I kind of like the, probably not the code, but maybe like it was a shared thing with a group of scholars that figured out their own little language, basically.
Yes, like Pig Latin.
Yeah. I feel like that makes the most sense to me. Igpe Atenley.
Yeah, exactly.
But
the thing that's like weird about it too, so like regardless of the explanation of the language, is like, what about the plants and animals that don't exist?
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Has anyone thought this could come from a parallel universe?
Yes, but mostly not scholars. We'll say people on Reddit.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
But doesn't that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Oh God, I'm a person on Reddit. Oh no.
No, I think that
I'll never be considered a scholar.
We just have an open mind that
I do have an open mind.
Scholars don't always have, because they're so
and also
logical.
Well, they're logical, but they're also constrained by like the court of public opinion and their peers.
Yes.
Like you can't say crazy shit, or you essentially like lose credentials.
Yeah.
Whereas I have no credentials.
Perfect. So we can say whatever we want.
Honestly, I can say whatever I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like the parallel universe thing makes sense.
Yeah. I also saw someone say, I think this was the exact quote they wrote, schizophrenia has been a thing for a long time. As if somebody just had a mental illness and was
Just wrote some
writing.
like genius book that like no one can
Right.
explain. Also,
Yeah.
I really doubt schizophrenics were wealthy
Yes. I,
in the
yeah.
1400s.
Hmm.
Okay, hold on. We're going to go even farther outside of the realm of what seems possible.
Okay.
Um aliens
Another on my
because
list.
yeah, because celestial bodies. Um Also, women in tubs or tubes kind of sounds like an anatomical,
Hmm.
like they were
Study.
being
Yeah.
studied
Hmm.
almost. Of course they'd pick women because like we're hot,
Yeah, we're just way cooler,
just way better.
unfortunately.
That's interesting. I'm between those two. That's a tie for me between aliens and parallel universe.
Hmm. Okay.
Scholarly,
Well, our homework is to look at it on Yale's
yeah,
website and
a hundred
see
percent.
if we can
I'll come
figure it
back with
out.
some empirical evidence.
What if we look at it and we're like, this is written in
Oh,
English?
or like we
We just,
actually cracked it. Like we were like, oh wait, I see a pattern.
right. We better try just in case.
Just in case we could
You never
solve this whole
know.
mystery.
Yeah. Then we would
It's
be
like,
scholars.
yeah, literally. Oh my god, we'd be so famous.
Hmm.
Except people would be like, these idiots. No matter what,
Yeah,
even if we did.
unfortunately.
Just
But
can't win.
yeah,
Just can't win being just a couple spooky girls out here.
I know.
God.
We're just open to things, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the Voynich
That's
manuscript.
very interesting. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I loved that one too. And
It makes me
definitely,
think of that
it's,
like hidden grimoire in the Vatican.
yeah, yeah,
Similar vibes.
yes. And if you look it up just real quick, the Voynich
Hmm.
manuscript, it's really beautiful.
Oh, I
It's
bet.
like, I'm just looking at it again. Because they have these, yeah, the weird drawings, like they are really strange, but they're
Oh.
colorful and pretty. It's interesting.
Oh, wow. Yeah, but also some of these drawings are like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, I'm trying to find a woman in a tub. Let's
Oh,
see.
I see. In tubes.
Yeah, because
Oh,
it
and
says they're
she's.
in baths or in tubes.
Yeah, I can see where the confusion is.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, yeah, I see it too. Yeah, those look like fallopian tubes that
Yeah,
they're in.
literally.
Interesting.
Very interesting. This is so weird. You guys have to go look at this.
Yeah, definitely look it up.
Just like
It's
Google it. Like you don't even have
mhm.
to like go to Yale's website. Like just Google it
Yeah.
and go to images. It's very weird.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
Very
Okay.
cool. Very bizarre.
Yeah, love it.
Love it.
Okay, should I keep going or do you want to intervene now?
I have a couple quickies that I'll
Okay,
do.
perfect.
Okay, so I have an honorable mention, and that is Old Leatherman. And this was one actually sent to me by my dad's wife. And she was like, I feel like this is right up your alley. And it is, because this man is known as the Leatherman or Old Leatherman. And he wandered Connecticut between 1857 and 1889, dressed head to toe in a heavy handmade leather suit with slacks, shirt, jacket, scarf, hat, and boots, which probably weighed about 60 pounds. He looked like very gruff, kind of dirty, stinky, looked kind of like something out of like Texas Chainsaw. But he was this vagabond and he became this like folk legend. And he would walk the same exact route that was 365 miles.
Wow.
throughout Connecticut. And he would walk what I think is year round. And he became this like real life Sasquatch, kind of.
Yeah.
There's an incredible story about it written from March of this year in the New York Times called What I Found on the 365-Mile Trail of a Lost Folk Hero. And it's just crazy. And like at a certain point, he died like of natural causes. But then I read, and I don't know if this part is true, a group of researchers actually wanted to exhume his body to do DNA testing to find out more about him because he did die so long ago. But the body was missing when they exhumed the grave. So they think that someone who opposed the exhumation stole the body maybe ahead of time, but there's really no evidence of that. They also think that vibrations from a nearby road may have essentially like disintegrated the body, or that the grave marker got moved or was placed incorrectly in the first place. But yeah, a lot of people tried to sort of monetize his story, including this like Globe Dime Museum that they had like, they were trying to compete with these like freak shows at the time. They bought his leather suit and paid an actor to wear it and would call him the original leather man, saying he was like 200 years old, which like obviously was not him. But it's just a really like wild story, and very much was thought to be like this like boogeyman kind of. But it turns out that he was like probably just very mentally ill, like didn't really speak. People along the trail, and this is in that article from the New York Times, but there were people along his path who would like regularly invite him in to like feed him essentially, and he declined most help, but he would like come and eat and leave with some people. So it was interesting. So people would like help him along his way, but it was just a weird one, like definitely normal, not paranormal, except maybe the exhumation and missing body, but just a very like eerie, kind of weird story.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
like Forrest Gump.
Yeah, it has that feeling.
Running, yeah,
for sure.
Interesting.
Okay, and then another kind of quick one is the Green Lady of Burlington. So the Green Lady is known to locals of Burlington, Connecticut, so sticking with Connecticut for a bit longer. There are multiple names for the cemetery. The cemetery is actually the Seventh-day Baptist Church Cemetery. It's also been called the Burlington Center Cemetery, but locals call it the Green Lady Cemetery due to the Green Lady ghost who haunts the grounds. So, unfortunately, this cemetery has been like vandalized out the butt. So it's now closed and is owned by, it's privately owned now, like the land is. There are no full standing headstones due to vandalism that took place in the 70s and then again in 2010, but also as a result of just weathering. So some of them were just destroyed on their own. The only standing headstone, though, was that of Elizabeth Palmater, and that remained in the cemetery until 2010, when sometime between July 20th and July 21st, some individuals stole this 200-pound headstone of Elizabeth Palmater. It was actually rededicated to the site in the 70s, following the removal of all of the vandalized pieces of the original stones. It was just like sad that like people came in and took this last one. But Elizabeth is thought to be the Green Lady. And someone wrote an article about her and called her the most boring ghost in Connecticut. Which is like not a good claim to fame, but kind of funny. So it's like, I'll just read a couple excerpts from this. They say, no tales of being scared out of your pants in the middle of the woods, no disembodied heads popping out of teapots, no terrifying bedroom appearances in the middle of the night. She just slowly fades in, smiles at you like the Mona Lisa, and then slowly fades out in a green haze. The weirdest thing about it is this green haze or green fog that seems to appear around her. There's no, like, bump in the night, though. Allegedly, she goes by the name Elizabeth Palmer, who was a woman from the mid-1800s, young, pretty, dressed in the fashion of the time, and she likes to appear in this cemetery dating back to 1710, which has now been closed off to the public, like I said, and is near to the town dump on Upson Road. So, obviously, do not go and visit, because the police will not take kindly to that. But she simply appears day or night. Doesn't seem to matter. So this, like, veil of green fog kind of rolls in. You see her. She sort of smiles at you if she notices you, and then she leaves. Local legend says that she was drowned in a small swampy pond nearby, and that's why she hangs out there. And if you hang out long enough near her grave, she comes out to visit. Another legend about the Green Lady is that if you bring your girlfriend with you to visit the graveyard, you need to cut her fingernails beforehand, or the Green Lady's spirit will possess her.
Oh my god. What?
But all possession does is apparently like make you nicer, because she's just like nice. So it's all like feels a little bit legendy. Also, allegedly, as you approach the graveyard, there's a house, which is the house the Green Lady lived in, with a portrait of her visible from the window. So if you go by and see her in the window, you may see someone who looks just like that later hanging around the headstone, or at least where the headstone used to be. So that's the Green Lady. So it's hard to know. This is very much like legend or legit kind of normal or paranormal, just because she's so tame. Also, it's just like, what's she doing? Similar to that like priest that wandered the cemetery as well. So kind of TBD on what her deal is. The green fog is definitely weird, but that sounds to me like legend.
Yeah,
but who knows?
But she's the kind of ghost that I would want to run into if I were going to run into another
totally.
ghost.
Another ghost, because we've run into one.
I know. Yeah, so that's okay to be boring, right?
Yeah, be boring.
Yeah.
Be boring.
Yeah, but then it's like, why are you still here, I guess?
Yeah. I think that's sort of my feeling as well. But that's the Green Lady of Burlington.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Good one. And that's perfect.
Thanks.
Because I have green children.
Oh.
Coming at you.
Love it.
Okay.
I love it.
So, this is The Green Children of Woolpit. So, this story comes from 12th century England. It was during the reign of either King Stephen or King Henry II, not totally clear. But that would be between 1135 and 1189.
Holy shit. It's crazy to me that, like, they were people like you and I. Like, their anatomy was the same.
Right. I know.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. And they had full lives, like, very different from ours, obviously, but...
Yeah. Like, they had hopes and dreams and fears and...
And humor, probably. I don't know. Did people laugh then?
I think so.
Much to laugh about.
There's not much to laugh about, but I think people laughed.
Yeah.
They laughed at very different stuff, though, that's for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
And, like, had kids and stuff, and, like... I don't know. Well, and that, like, we had to have had... Like, we had ancestors who were living then. Because otherwise we wouldn't be alive. Right. So, that's crazy. Weird. Like, our relatives.
Yes.
Very distant, but still.
Distant. Yeah. Crazy. Anyway, that's forever ago.
Yeah.
And, but this story was actually recorded by two different chroniclers, William of Newburgh and Ralph of Coggeshall, who both said that they heard this story from local sources. And according to their accounts, this took place near Woolpit in eastern England. So, according to the story, there were some villagers working in the fields near Woolpit, and they discovered two young children, a boy and a girl, who were totally different from anyone they had ever seen before. Their skin was green, or at least tinted green. They wore very unfamiliar clothing that was made from a strange material, and they spoke a language that no one could understand.
Probably French.
Yeah, I know, it's very possible. Because I mean, yeah, their worlds were so small then, it could have been like one village over had a different dialect and they didn't, they didn't know. But the villagers were obviously astonished, and they took in the kids to take care of them. And at first, these children refused to eat any of the food that was offered to them. They did not want anything to do with the bread, the meat, or the vegetables until somebody brought them raw broad beans, which they eagerly ate by opening the pods and eating only the beans inside. So that's a weird detail to include in this story, but...
Also, how do we have this much detail from 1100?
I guess these were, like, well-kept records in whatever they had. I mean, and it was written down twice, so clearly people were into this story. Yeah, true. So, who knows? But sadly, the little boy, he fell ill and he died not long after, but the girl survived, and she actually adapted to life in the village and learned to speak English. So once she could communicate, she explained where she and her brother had come from. She said that they came from a place called the Land of St. Martin, where everyone and everything was green, and the sun never shone brightly. It was always twilight.
What the fuck?
I know. And she said that one day she and her brother were tending their cattle when they heard a loud noise, and they followed the sound into a cave, and after wandering through the darkness, emerged into the bright sunlight of Woolpit, where the villagers found them.
What the fuck?
Isn't that weird?
Parallel universe!
Yes, exactly. So there are some theories. One is kind of what you said, like it might have been French. This could have been real.
Everyone's like, yeah, probably French.
Yeah, because I guess there was a war, like a civil war happening at this time. And so it's possible that these children were orphans or like refugees from another part of England, and they may have spoken a different dialect, perhaps Flemish, this says, which the locals couldn't understand.
Would have sounded really different, yeah.
Yes. And also the green skin can be explained by malnutrition. It's a condition called chlorosis, which is known as green sickness, and it causes green complexion due to iron deficiency. That doesn't explain all of it, though. Like,
no.
This
like what she said.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, why is it so dim?
I know. Like, do you live in the forest?
Right.
And you never see the
and
full
it's all
sunlight?
Kind of green. That would sort of make sense.
Yeah. But still, it seems like who lives in the forest and never leaves kind of thing. I mean, I'm sure people do.
I just remembered something that this is a little bit of a tangent, but I remember in college, one of my French professors said that there was this, like, linguist, some French linguist, who strongly believed and tried to make a case that if humanity was dropped onto an island with no language, that the logical language they would develop is French.
I disagree.
I mean, everybody but the French disagrees. But it's so funny that, like, the counter to that is everyone being like, yeah, I mean, they're probably speaking French. It's like the most confusing sounding language.
Yeah, it doesn't, it's all its own French. It doesn't really compare to much. That's interesting. What a weird theory.
Mm-hmm. They would all just agree. They'd all be like, yeah, wee.
Sure, wee. Yeah. Oh, that's weird.
Dumb.
But that, I guess, one possible explanation. The other people wonder if this is just a folklore tale, like symbolic, not literal. As in the green children represent outsiders or strangers, which symbolized a fear or curiosity about people who were different. The land of St. Martin could refer to a Christian allegory, they think, maybe symbolizing pagan conversion. So you go from like green or wild nature to Christianity.
Oh, that does make sense.
Yeah. And then the emergence from a cave is also kind of like rebirth or awakening.
From the darkness, yeah.
But then there's aliens. And
yeah, of course.
There's otherworldly things. So also, I guess this is kind of folklore as well, but they believed then in the other world or the fairyland. So
yeah,
fairies, potentially. And the arrival through a cave mirrors a lot of myths about people accidentally crossing between worlds through caves or portals, I guess. And then aliens, the ancient alien theory kind of has entered the scene.
The ancient alien guy, dude, with the hair.
Yeah, I'm sure he would make a compelling argument.
Very compelling.
The ancient aliens. Because, the green skin, the weird clothes, the unknown language, like, those are all things that we think of with, like, little Martians.
Yeah.
And the Twilight thing, is it another planet? Like, are they in space? Another dimension? And, the cave, a portal, or, like, a wormhole. So,
yeah, literally a wormhole. I feel like that, it feels like a parallel universe to me. But I guess then, like, who are we to say that parallel universes and, like, wormholes through space to other planets isn't exactly the same thing?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what if a parallel universe actually is, like, a parallel universe with our planet in another universe that we just don't know where it is?
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Because time and space are a construct, so it's all collapsed together, so it's not actually far to travel because it's right there. It's right here.
Oh my God. There's just infinite. There's infinite.
Literally
possibilities.
Infinite.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Those are the green kids.
Green kiddos. Better than black-eyed kids. I'll say that much.
Yeah, I'd rather they show up.
Yes. So we are going to talk about the Witch of Good Hill, whose name is Eunice Cole, also known as Goody Cole. And really what we're talking about is the witch trials. So the reason why I felt like this should be included is because, one, it's the most interesting topic. Two, what has happened since is very... It seems like most people agree that innocents were hung, whether they were witches or killed, whether they were witches or not. So that's the paranormal or normal. It's like, were they really witches? And even if they were, is that relevant? Like, where's the evil here? Right. So I just thought that there are a lot of layers to this, so I figured I would include this. So to start with some historical events. So Eunice Cole was born sometime around 1590 and died October 1680 in Hampton, New Hampshire. Her maiden name is unknown, but she was from the coast of New Hampshire. Also known as Goody Cole, she was the only woman convicted of witchcraft in New Hampshire. She was married to a man named William Cole. There's no record of them having had children, so unlikely. And they had come to the United States when they were well past childbearing age. So if they did have kids, they'd be back in England. Both of them were indentured servants of Matthew Craddock, who was a wealthy London merchant. And after their service with Craddock was over, they were released from his service and came to New England with their passage furnished for £10. In Boston, they were given basically land. And then, anyway, they basically land in Hampton, New Hampshire, on a 40-acre parcel of land. The house lot was 5 acres. So a lot of land back in the day.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cole was formally accused of witchcraft not once, not twice, but 3 times. The first, in Boston in 1656, when several townspeople testified against her. She was imprisoned until 1660, so 4 years, but was released until 1662, when she was returned to prison until sometime between 1668 and 1671. She was eventually acquitted, despite the, quote, just ground of vehement suspicion, end quote, of her guilt. She was accused again in 1673, but acquitted once again in 1680. And although she was not indicted, she was still kept in prison. So she served a 4-year stint, they're not sure, 6 to 9 year stint, and then a 7-year stint. So she was in prison a lot of her life, and she was not a young woman at this point.
Yeah.
So I'll explain more about her death, but upon her death in 1680, she was hastily buried in an unmarked grave in Hampton. Precise whereabouts of that grave are unknown because they left it unmarked. But it's believed to be near the site of today's Tuck Museum. Local legends suggest that a stake was driven into her body after death in order to exorcise the baleful influence she was supposed to have possessed, and a horseshoe was hung on the stake just to be on the safe side. She was much maligned. Hampton historian Joseph Dow referred to her as ill-natured and ugly, artful and aggravating, malicious and revengeful, but certainly not a witch. So, a little bit more on like the legend side. So there are actually quite a few poems that were written about her through time. So I'm actually going to start in a different place. Why was she thought to be a witch in the first place? So there are multiple rounds, of course, of accusations against her and convictions. It starts with the testimony from Abraham Perkins, also of Hampton. One evening in November 1662, while he was walking by the home of Goodwife Eunice Cole, he heard 2 voices in conversation. Goody Cole had been widowed earlier that year, so he was curious who was talking with her at night. He paused near the house and listened. I heard a discoursing, and hearkening, I heard the voice of Eunice Cole, and a great hollow voice answer her, and said Eunice seemed to be discontented with something, finding fault, and then the said hollow voice spake to her again in a strange and unworldly manner, as if one had spoken out of the earth or in some hollow vessel. Perkins was disturbed by this, so he ran and brought 2 friends back to her house with him. The 3 men stood outside and heard more strange things. We 3 went to her house and hearkened, and heard the said Eunice Cole speak, and the said strange voice answer her divers times. And the said Eunice Cole went up and down in the house, and clattered the door to and again, and spake as she went. And the said voice made her answer in a strange manner, and there was a shimmering of a red color in the chimney corner. This was quoted in John Demos' Entertaining Satan, published in 1982. So the testimony sounds like something out of a horror movie or something. So that's the first thing, is like she's talking to the devil, is the assumption. Or she was schizophrenic, or maybe had a lover. I don't know. I mean, she was very old and apparently, or bored. Yeah, exactly. She also supposedly had a penchant for stealing children, or trying to steal them, but they always got away. So testimony from Sarah Clifford of Hampton, who claimed in 1673 that Goody Cole tried to steal away her 9-year-old Anne Smith. This is all a quote. And then the child told her that there came an old woman into the garden with a blue coat and a blue cap and a blue apron and a white neckcloth, and took this girl, as she told us, by the hand, and carried her into the orchard and threw her under a pearmain tree. And she was asked to live with this old woman, and she said if she would live with her, she would give her a baby and some plums. And this was quoted in David Hall, Witch Hunting in 17th Century New England, published in 1991. Young Anne Smith refused Goody Cole's offer, and in response, Goody Cole threatened to kill her and then allegedly struck her on the head with a rock. The girl said that Goody Cole then turned into a dog, climbed a tree, and flew off. So that's round 2. Round 3 is 1657. 8 people drowned when a small ship sank. Ow, don't bite me. Did you see him?
Yeah, what was that about? I saw him.
He wants dinner. He's so cute, though. Look at him, little fucking demon. Okay, so 8 people drowned when a small ship sank in the Hampton River. According to tradition, Goody was to blame, although she was jailed at the time. And the incident was popularized in a poem by 19th century poet John Greenleaf Whittier. And I'm actually going to read. There are 2 different parts here. I'll do this one first. As they rounded the point where Goody Cole sat by her door with her wheel a-twirl, a bent and blear-eyed poor old soul. "Oh ho," she muttered, "you're brave today. But I hear the little waves laugh and say, the broth will be cold that waits at home, for it's one to go but another to come. She's cursed," said the skipper, "speak her fair. I'm scary always to see her shake. Her wicked head with its wild grey hair, and nose like a hawk and eyes like a snake." It's just so, like, sexist and ageist and, like, all of these things. Yes. Another excerpt from it. "Fie on the witch," cried a merry girl, as they rounded the point where Goody Cole, blah, blah, blah. So it's just, like, I'm not even going to keep reading it, because it's all the same thing. It's just, like, shitting on her appearance. She basically looks evil. This isn't even possible because she was in prison. Mm-hmm. So unless she can astral project, which was an argument at the time in these trials. And then even after she died in 1680, the weird stories about her continued. Legends say that her body was buried at a crossroads, which, like, is not certain. But to keep her from causing mischief after death, they drove the stake through her heart, one made of iron, and then put the horseshoe on top. But obviously it's, like, very hard to kill a legend. So in 1938, as Hampton celebrated its tricentennial, several people claimed to see Goody Cole's ghost walking through the oldest parts of town. The town posthumously pardoned her for being a witch that same year. So if the author of this article is like, if anything, the scariest story is about how an elderly woman was harassed, accused of demonic crimes, and abused simply because she was some curmudgeonly widow. Yeah. But even if they aren't true, there's some weird stuff in there, like the hollow sounding voices and the strange red lights shimmering by the chimney and all of that. So there's just some, like, there definitely is some weird stuff in there. And the last thing I'll say about her too is there's a poem called The Changeling, which I think most people are familiar with, like, the story at the very least of, like, basically it's typically fairies stealing your child and replacing it with, like, an imp or a fairy child that's, like, inherently evil. And there was a woman who claimed that she took her child. So the poem written about her, also from John Greenleaf Whittier. "Now the weariest of all mothers, the saddest 2 years' bride, she scowls in the face of her husband and spurns her child aside. Rake out the red coals, good man, for there the child shall lie, till the black witch comes to fetch her, and both up chimney fly. It's never my own little daughter, it's never my own," she said. "The witches have stolen my Anna, and left me an imp instead." So she basically claims that she had taken her daughter. I think this is also when Goody was in prison. So it's like all of this she was allegedly doing magically from a prison cell. There's one last thing I was going to say, was about her death. So she was finally released. I'm not finding it in my notes now, but she was finally released and a month later died.
Oh, no.
So all of that time in and out of prison, she was released in September of 1680 and died in October of 1680.
Poor goody.
At least she wasn't, like, hung or burned or pressed or whatever.
Buried
but
under rocks, yeah.
God, it's awful. Yeah. So that's Goody Cole. And then I wanted to just, like, to finish this off here, talk about some of the most haunted places connected to the witch trials, since all of this is connected to the theme. So I'm just going to go through a few. So Sheriff George Corwin, who was known as the Strangler.
Oh. Yikes.
He oversaw the imprisonment, torture, and execution of many accused during the witch trials. His methods were brutal, and he was feared throughout Salem. After his sudden death, his body was buried in his basement to protect it from angry townsfolk. The Joshua Ward house, built atop his original home, is said to be haunted by his vengeful spirit. Guests have claimed to feel the sensation of being choked or touched by invisible hands. Unexpected scratches, bruises, or cold spots are commonly reported in the house, and many suspect that Corwin's presence remains, keeping the house a site of supernatural happenings. His ghost is a terrifying reminder of Salem's bleakest days. Connected to the Joshua Ward house, there was a mysterious photo taken there in the 1980s. It shows a woman in black with a distorted face. No one present at the time matched her appearance, and the photo became a bit of a local legend. Many believe this apparition is the spirit of one of Corwin's victims, possibly a woman accused of witchcraft, and she may be forever tied to the house by the injustices that she suffered there. Yeah. The lady in black is often seen, so it's not just in the photograph. She was captured in a photograph, but she's seen often in hallways and stairwells, sometimes appearing in mirrors or photographs. A very chilling sense of sorrow and loss often accompanies her presence, and some visitors report feeling sudden cold drafts or overwhelming sadness in her presence. Judge Jonathan Corwin. So the witch house, which is a very well-known location in Salem to do with the trials, was the home of Judge Jonathan Corwin, who presided over many of the witch trials. He was a key figure in the court that condemned many to death. His stern, shadowy figure is said to appear in the house's windows or stand silently in corners. That's so creepy. Visitors report hearing faint voices or footsteps or feeling an oppressive presence in the house. Some think that his spirit is burdened with guilt for his role in the trials. Others think not so much. And that's kind of a common sort of back and forth for a lot of the people who died at these, or the people who were responsible for the deaths that came. There's also the spirit of Susan Ingersoll, a relative of Nathaniel Hawthorne, who's said to haunt the House of the Seven Gables. She lived in the house for many years and loved it deeply. She's seen in the upper rooms and attic, dressed in period attire and moving quietly about the home. Locals and staff have heard footsteps, whispers, doors that have opened and closed on their own. Her presence is often accompanied by a sudden chill, a touch of fear, and the feeling of being watched. Her spirit's said to linger, if only to watch over her beloved house from its creator's corner in the house that she loved. Some think she's maybe there to comfort people or to ward off harassment from visitors who she thinks could harm the home, but definitely adds a lot of history to the space. There are two more. One of the most haunted places is Proctor's Ledge, which is the confirmed site of the witch trial executions, where a lot of innocent people were hanged. The site was identified through historical research and is now marked with a memorial site. It's believed to be haunted by the spirits of those executed there, the ones who suffered unjustly, which was all of them. Visitors describe a heavy, sorrowful energy, glowing orbs, mysterious lights after dark. Some have heard faint cries, whispers, or footsteps on the wind. The spirits at Proctor's Ledge are said to seek peace and acknowledgement for their suffering. The site remains a place of remembrance, sorrow, and reflection, and many who visit feel a deep connection to Salem's tragic past. And then lastly, the Old Burying Point Cemetery. This is the resting place of Judge John Hawthorne, notorious for his role in the witch trials. He was known for harsh sentencing and a lack of remorse. His ghost is said to wander the cemetery, especially near his grave. Many visitors report seeing a shadowy figure, feeling watched, experiencing sudden drops in temperature. Some believe his spirit seeks redemption. Others think he remains unrepentant. And the graveyard apparently is a great place for ghost and history walks as well. But lots of grief, sad memories. It was just a dark time. And I think that's where there's this like element of the witch trials that's so like kind of spooky and fun because it's like witches, but the reality is like it was tragic, and all of these like haunted houses and locations are like this story of injustice and loss. So it's just so interesting, whether you're a believer or a skeptic, if the hauntings are real or not. Like it's just so fascinating.
Yeah, it is. And yeah, it is. I think we need to have more respect potentially for those things, like you said, because Salem has become so overrun, I think, with just the spookiness factor and not the like historic, tragic perspective of what happened.
Totally.
There. But I will say, I looked up that picture of the Joshua Ward.
Yeah.
How it's scary.
Is it really? Up? No.
She looks so creepy.
Joshua Ward House Black Lady. Oh.
So.
Oh, fuck, dude.
Yeah. She's real scary. She looks like she's been through something.
She looks like, she almost looks like her hair looks like she's like floating in water.
Yeah. Or like very electrocuted.
Yeah, electrocuted.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing that I will say I like about the way that Salem has been, I don't want to say like overrun, but the history has been, I think, in some ways overshadowed by the commercial aspect of it. And a lot of the people that I follow on Instagram who've like moved there are witches. So it's like, in some ways, like they're the ones who are like honoring those who died there and are reclaiming it. Like, oh, you didn't want us here? Too bad.
Yeah.
You get more witches than anywhere else.
Yeah.
Which I do think is kind of cool, of like reclaiming the space as like, you know, it's like one of the, at least in terms of like the colonies, like the whole East Coast is like, I don't know. There's just a lot of like history, especially of like European natives there. And unfortunately that overshadows a lot of other important cultures. But yeah, anyway, it's just the whole thing's really interesting to me.
Yeah, it is.
Is it normal? Is it just like people being evil, or is there paranormal evil in that? The other thing I think about a lot with the witch trials is it's like the witches weren't evil. But were the prosecutors evil? Like in a paranormal way? Like a human way or a more? I mean, it's easy to like shirk suspicion off of yourself if you throw it onto someone else, right?
Interesting. Yeah.
I don't know.
Thought about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've seen shows with that premise before, or like episodes of shows with that premise before. Of like them actually being the ones who are evil, not just because they hate women and want them to suffer, but yeah, something bigger than that.
And I mean, eventually, wasn't it a lot of women accusing other women?
Yeah.
So what if
getting them to turn against each other?
Real witches.
Yeah, true. Very true.
Who knows?
I know, it's so wild.
Yeah.
Well, that's our episode.
That's it.
What do we say?
Is it
Hoax or
normal?
Foax?
Yeah. Hoax or Foax?
Hoax or Foax? Oh, shit. Ugh. All right, y'all. We'll be back in 2 weeks for a scary little turkey time story.
Love it.
And until then, stay
spooky.
spooky.
Bye.
Bye.